Here's a question for you. How can you be successful if you can't be accountable? People want to be successful, people want to do things in the world, but they don't know how to be accountable to themselves. They don't know how to say no. They don't know how to accept the loss. They don't know how to do the hard thing. They don't know when to get off of social media. They don't know how to hold themselves in a disciplined headspace. They don't know how to educate, do the things that's hard. When things happen, they want to blame other people. They want to blame other resources. How do you expect to be successful without taking accountability? And there's no way that in the world someone else is successful hasn't taken accountability for what they're doing. They learn to be okay with the things that are going to happen. They learn to be okay with the things that are going to come to them. And then they have to adjust, and they have to adapt, and they have to reinvent themselves. They have to go through different seasons to be okay with that. You're sitting there and you're blaming the world for your actions. You're looking for someone else to blame for your actions. You're wishing that someone else would take the fall for your actions. You. And now, when things happen, you don't know how to take accountability. Whose fault is that though? You. Here's the thing too, a lot of people, they think, and this is gonna be a very interesting statement. Of course, the way that you grew up, of course, the people that you're around, it creates the environment that you're in, it creates the person that you are today. The thing is though, at the same time, you have the power to adjust that. You have people that say, oh, I came from nothing and now I made something of myself. That's because they didn't just want to stay in nothing. It's because they didn't want to stay in their environment. They wanted to do better. They wanted to take accountability. They wanted to be disciplined. They wanted to be great. So they chose to do that. Instead of blaming the world, blaming their circumstances for where they're at. How is it that you want to be successful, but you're okay with being where you're at? You're okay with staying mediocre. You're okay with being around those group of people that you know you shouldn't be around. You're okay with making those decisions that you know you shouldn't be making. You lay in bed at night saying, I wish I did better. I wish I wasn't here. I wish I was in a better situation. I wish I was doing this and this. And yet, you still wake up the next day and do the same things you wish you wouldn't do. You're making the same choices, the same decisions with the same lack of discipline. You. And you already know this. You already know what it is. The thing is that you're choosing to continue going and choosing to continue doing things that don't matter. You're okay with wasting time. You're okay with spending money on females that are not going to bring you any value. You're okay with putting yourself in positions and predicaments where you're going to have to look for the person to blame. You're okay with putting yourself in predicaments and places that can get you in legal trouble. You're okay with losing time that you're not going to get back. You're okay with wasting money that you're going to have to work 10 times harder to get back. You, by the way. How do you expect to be successful when you can't take accountability? The world can only be blamed for so much until it's back on you. People can only be blamed so much until it's back on you. Situations can be only blamed so much until it's back on you. I had to learn this as a kid. Growing up, you just want to blame everything. You want to blame everybody around you. You want to point a finger, you know what I mean? We used to do the same thing. My dad had to tell me, when are you going to be accountable? When are you going to put yourself in a predicament where you can take ownership of what you're doing? It's not because of Tom and your classmates that you went and made that decision. You made that decision. They influenced it. You made that decision though. Because whenever you get rich, you're not going to say, oh, it's because of my parents. When you make it out the hood, all of a sudden you're not going to say, oh, it's because of this person. You're going to say it's because of who? You. So why is it that when things go good, you're like, oh yeah, that was me. Oh yeah, I did that. Yeah, I worked for that. But when things go bad, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, yeah, that's not me. Shoot, that's this person over here. I'm pointing fingers. I'm doing this and this. You know what I'm saying? Position that you putting yourself in, by the way. You. It's all right though. You show yourself every single day who you really are. Every single day you wake up, you show yourself who you are. Are you disciplined as you say you are? Are you consistent as you say you are? Are you gonna do the hard things when they matter? Are you gonna show up for yourself when they matter? No one else is gonna show up and wake you up, man. No one else is gonna show up and try to be there for you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all on you. You. And now you're sitting here and you want to point a finger, you want to blame somebody else for your mistakes, for the things that you are supposed to take accountability for. The things that really transfer, like, it transfers over to business. You know, when you think about the business side, you think about how when people are going to sit there and conversate with you, they want to see how accountable you could be, how much you can kind of hold your own in the room. Are you going to sit there when things get hard and be like, oh no, I don't want to be on this team because I'm working with these people, I'm messing with these people, and like, you know what I'm saying? Or you going to put yourself in a predicament to be like, no, I take ownership. This is what happened, this is what I did, I was in control of this. That's just business, man. That's really life. You know what I'm saying? Like, business is life. You are the CEO of your life. Many people don't know how to operate a business, so you don't know how to operate yourself. Many people are willing to take the risk of wasting time and wasting money doing things that don't matter, and now their business fails. You fail. Instead, some people also know how to invest that and multiply it, so they actually do the things that need to be done. And now they're invested, now they're multiplying, now they're doing good for themselves. They're winning while you're making poor decisions. You. Nothing wrong with it, man. I think it's just kind of part of life. You know what I'm saying? As you grow up, you make certain decisions and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Just how it goes, man. And there's no problem with it. Only problem is what you do from there. You got this little kid over here, man. Over here being a, you know, BAK as my mom would call it. Badass kid. Over here throwing a fit. His parents ain't really doing a good job being a parent. You know what I'm saying? I ain't a parent, but I feel like I would handle the situation differently. It ain't my situation, it ain't my kid though, so I don't know. But, you know, as a kid, this is what makes me think about as you're growing up and as you're kind of developing life, you get used to having your way in certain situations. And I'm thinking about this kid right now, him throwing a fit and not really getting the right discipline for it. He's like, oh, I could do this again and again. You could just grow up and be like, oh, my parents allowed me to act a certain way, so that's why I can really, you know, hold myself accountable, why I can't be disciplined. Or you can grow up and be like, oh no, I need to change that because of what I was upbringing around, or what I was around. You know, that's just, again, it all comes down to decisions you have to make. No one else is gonna make that decision for you. That's just accountability. Accountability one-on-one. No problem with it, man. No problem with it. So I'm gonna tell you this. This is coming from a CEO. This is coming from a person that I network with a lot of people, meet a lot of people, have a lot of interesting conversations. If you can't be accountable, it's gonna make it hard for you to be successful. And if you know how to be accountable, you know how to hold yourself to a certain discipline, to a certain standard, it's gonna make it a lot easier for you to become successful in the world, because people are gonna look at you and say, you know how to hold your own, and you're not looking for validation or for a way out or a shortcut in someone else. Makes you stand out, makes you want to win. Simple. You feel like you actually hold yourself to that standard? Do you think you deserve to be successful? And if so, are you accountable? True story. I'll say this real quick. When I was growing up, I used to have a lot of friends that I used to mingle with. And every time we got in trouble, I was the one that would get pointed at because I was the one that would always be in trouble. So I started learning that with me lying and with me stealing and with me getting in trouble, it made me more prone to be the person that people would look to for the wrong connotation. As I started to grow up, I started understanding that when I tell the truth, when I own up to my actions, people would be like, I wouldn't suspect that from Elijah. So whenever someone would say, oh, Elijah did it, they'd be like, no, I don't really see that. And that was a game changer for me. You know, as a kid, again, being the person I used to live in the principal's office. I used to be the person that was always in trouble, man. And then I started growing up a little bit, started telling the truth, started being honest, and I was like, oh, this is what it's like. This is easier than having to go sit in the principal's office. I just get told not to do this again and go back to class. I don't have to call my parents. I could just have a good stern, or whatever schools would do. And I would sit there and I would be like, oh, okay, like this is easier because I'm able to take accountability. And that really hit, man, really hit. And then I would start growing up and I would have conversations with my dad and he'd be like, yeah, man, like people trust you if you're able to be accountable. If you're able to be accountable, you can show up on time. People know you'll be there. People know that you'll come and represent. You will be there. If you can come and do your job and do it to the best ability, you will be there. You will be in the room. But if you come and half-ass, it makes it hard for people to want to just trust you. People don't trust you, it's because you lack something. Most times people lack accountability. It makes it hard to be successful when you're doing that. So you just gotta keep that in mind, man. It's a true story. Something that really altered my mind when I was younger, that really showed me and like gave me awareness to what could be. So if you're in a season right now, you're trying to be successful, trying to be more disciplined with yourself, just be accountable. Simple enough. Everything I do is simple, man. Keep it simple. So, if you guys made it this far in the video, man, I appreciate y'all making it this far. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, man. Comment what you guys think. You feel like you're as disciplined as you think you are? That being said, follow me on Instagram, King Malone. And until then, y'all, I will catch you in the next video. I'm gone.